All the praises and the honor goes to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Marecha Hakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you brethren, the other elders and brethren, and shalom to the elect. So anyway, I'm getting ready to play the full video of at camp. It was a couple of people came up asking about the mark, and we inquired on the Motb. The first part of the video is he looks like a Edomite, but we believe he's a Jake. And he was asking about the mark, and we was explaining it to him in Revelation 13, because there was some Christian street preachers teaching down the street. Then he came up, and what they did is they came up and talked to us. In fact, it was people trying to fight the Christian street preacher, but they came up to us. Then the second part of the video, you'll see a shoulder guy who came up and said he was a follower of Gorilla Hebrew, and asked us, did he know Tahar, as we know as Apostle Tahar, and that he came up in the One West branch of that time, but now he's then dabbled his way around into different schools and watching Priest Danyala and ISBK. He's just all over the place. So he was never grounded. He was never rooted. He was actually, he's a reprobate. So this is what they do. And like last week, we had a guy come up about the Motb as well. So we're getting a lot of that. He didn't believe, but by the time we showed him the barcodes and things like that, then he caught it. So this is why we dealt with this guy a little longer than normal at the end of camp. Anyway, shalom.
They look at us as goy. They look at us, they look at us as cattle. You ain't nothing but cattle, parents. So when they put that thing in your hand, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Sure, yeah. They put it in your hand, man. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Keep going on that. Keep going on that quickly. Yeah. Yeah.
It says, and he caused of all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he had that mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So you're not going to buy or sell. You're not going to do anything. You had that mark. It's like your car. Some places like, we don't accept cash. You don't take cards like that. You go outside a place, you got that chip, guess what? You get no groceries. You can't go and see you. Can't go to the doctor. Hey,
that's why I said rich and poor.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody. Because later on in that scripture, and people do, you can't buy or sell without a barcode. So everything requires a barcode. Yeah. Now, when you read on the 17, if you can read that real quick.
Yeah. It says,
it's going to break down the barcode in the scripture. Right?
Yeah. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast.
Right.
For it is a number of a man.
That's why you go on the street.
And his number is 636.
Right. So 636. Now, there are numerous videos about barcode. Or you look at this barcode, you have 3 double lines. You notice every barcode has that. Right. And that broke down literally a barcode, and each one stands for a 6. They ain't going to say it, but you see the 3. It's one here, one in the middle, right there, and one on the end. It said they all stand for 6. And it's proof out there on the internet. But it only makes sense. There's a code, and how we know it makes sense, because like we said, in order to get any price, you gotta scan it. You gotta scan the barcode. That's why that makes plenty sense. So you will become the product, right? Pretty much. In a nutshell, pretty much. They want you to become a product.
You know about the Illuminati and stuff, right?
Yes, they have.
Yeah, 666 and stuff like that. But what we basically trying to say is, man, in that time, you're not going to be able to go into the store and buy what you want, or you can't sell what you need in return once you take that implant. So don't take that implant, man.
Oh, one more before we go. Revelation 2 and 10. Real quick. This will cure it all.
This is we gotta go. This is Revelation 2 and 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
Yeah, this is the end game. This is the solution.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
This is not some man in a pitchfork underground. This is talking about a man. Go ahead.
that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Like we'll push about, like when we say the mark of the beast, what do you think that is?
The mark of the beast is the mindset.
See, that's another false philosophy.
Yeah.
Is the mark of the beast?
What you say it is?
You want to read? Y'all come to
This is Revelation chapter 13. Verse 15. It says, and he caused them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
So even that alone, with the mindset thing, almost doesn't add up. Now, what I like telling people, and like the other apostles are, again, you know, do your research, right? But what I like telling people is once you have the full understanding of Revelation 13, there's a reason why it's way down at 16. So if you get the full breakdown of Revelation 13, you'll understand that this mark, when you go into it, in the blue letter, it goes into Karaka, right? And that means pretty mark. Now, when you go back into the old Bible of John Wycliffe 1382, it's in there. It says Karaka, which is where Karama or Karak comes from. And when you look that up, I looked up all that. Oh yeah, it's spelled character. And it's spelled a little differently because of going Old English in 1382. And when you go into that, it goes into a little device, pretty much an imprint on the body, right? So that's how we know that this is talking about something physical. You know, let's get it in the blue letter. Yeah, because what we do is we gotta go into context. Yeah, like when we look at this word mark. Yeah, you have the book of Mark. Yeah. So wait a minute, which mark is it? There's like 3 different definitions of the word mark. That's the English translation. So when you go into mark them that cause division, that's a totally different definition of mark. That means scope. So we're going to show you in the blue letter what the word mark means. Somebody look it up. You know, when I had etymology. But let them look it up in the blue letter. That word goes to karakma or karaksis.
In the blue letter it says karakma. And
stamp.
The biblical usage, it says a stamp, an imprint mark on the body, on the body, on the forehead, or the right hand, as a badge of followers. It says of the Antichrist, the mark branded upon horses, being
so it's a physical.
Right.
I would almost agree with you when it comes to the hand. How you going to mark them in their forehead?
See what Elon Musk Neuralink, the Neuralink Elon Musk came out with.
Yeah, but
that's a forehead.
But like that scripture you said, see, he called them small and great, rich and poor.
Right.
You think most people are going to consent to getting something put in their forehead like a Neuralink? So far, we've seen nothing but evil right here. I haven't seen nothing online about no brothers doing that.
Once the NBA players and all that, and the entertainers start pushing it, then you won't have a lot of people.
Well, you know, we haven't went through that phase. First of all, you got to have a crash of the economy. Right. When this thing came out and everybody took the jab, right? You had black people lining up to keep their jobs, right? Right. Remember that? You got everybody lined up to get them credit cards and debit cards, right? They didn't turn that away. When the trouble comes, our people are going to take it too, like everything else. You got the commercials. Get your vax, right? That's what they're saying. If you're 50 and over, get your vax. It's for your health. Juvenile, all of them was doing it, and everybody was. So you mean to tell me they're taking these vaxes, but they're not going to take some implant in their skin to save their money? You wait till the dollar crash.
I give my people more credit than that.
Wait till that dollar crash, and you'll see. You're gonna see how many people gonna take that. You got people selling out right now to get the damn money, the contract, which means when they sell out in Hollywood, they're bending over. You know this, right? Are there people in Hollywood doing that? Grabbing their ankles? You mean to tell me they're going to get plunged in the behind, but they're not going to take a chip?
That's a small sect of very sinful people that
ain't a small sect.
They worshiping mammon, bro. Those people are worshiping mammon.
You got Israelites doing that.
We ain't out here worshiping mammon.
Israelites are.
They Israelite.
He was worshiping him. You just said it. Was they not worshiping his riches? Was he not worshiping riches? Yes or no?
I wouldn't say that about him. I wouldn't say that, and trust me, I'm not hating for him.
You don't think black people sell out?
I say he was worshiping the spotlight like Lucifer.
No, he was worshiping that money.
You know what I mean?
He was worshiping man.
Right.
He was worshiping money. When it comes to money,
They Social Security. We always make that shit.
First one in line.
Money.
The money is God.
When they had that back, even my job was primary number one. They said you're required to get that shit. I quit. Because guess what? They said if you don't take it, you gotta go.
So how many people quit?
I did.
That was just you because you know the truth, right? But what about most of the majority of our people? They don't know. They gonna take it.
Here's the funny part. When I think, I ask my people about how many other people do.
Wow.
That goes to show you.
Yeah.
And he also asked him because he's a supervisor. He's a branch manager supervisor for 3 different sites. He said only 3 people left for each of those sites.
See, at the end of the day, it's God's chip. And at the end of the day, God is the one. Get Proverbs 20:24. Yep. At the end of the day, when God says it's going to happen, Yahweh, it's going to happen. And it's now, you're making it seem like they have some form of free will.
Right.
Our people wouldn't do it. Our people. Okay, well, do we know God says it's going to do it? It's going to happen then, right? This is that Proverbs 20:24.
This is Proverbs 20:24. Man's going guard the Lord. How can a man that understand his own?
Yeah, so the Lord said our people, get that Romans 1:26. Our people are going to take it. Yeah. That's the bottom line. And it's not going to be a thing where I'm not with this shit. Right. They're going to do it. Yeah. You said it's a small number. Do you know all these athletes, none of them turned down their contracts, have they? Nope. None of them. All these actors, none of Brandon T. Scott, he was a Hebrew. Brandon T. Jackson, he renounced it to go back and put on dresses. Kyrie.
Not all men have faith. He knew about the truth. And then when they said they were going to do all these things to his ass got back in line. He got back in order. They was starting his job. He got back in line just to keep I don't remember him doing Dick Cannon? Kyrie ever did apologize.
He gave money to he gave a bag of money to some Muslims.
Yeah. And he apologized. He apologized. You don't remember that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Get that Romans 1:26, brother. This is God. Right? We got to go with the Bible says. Go ahead.
It's God gave you up. It's a vile affection.
So God gave them up. What is that vile affection? Taking that chip. You think a lot of our people ain't going to take that chip when this economy crashes? And let's say you got $10,000 in the bank and you're going to convert your currency. You're going to tell me that you're either going to lose that $10,000 or take that chip in your hand. What are you going to do? Our people going to say, nah, I ain't with that chip. It said nobody going to buy or sell a trade, so you ain't going to be able to eat. If you get food stamps, you got to get it too.
And you know, black people love to eat. Anybody love to eat, so when that food gets scarce, a lot of people do some crazy things.
Remember what Boosie said? He said, fuck God, I got to eat.
Right, they'll eat too. That's why you
have you considered the history of the Bible in Syria when the Lord brought famine? Our own people ate each other. Have you considered that?
Cannibalism is one of that.
That's what I'm saying. Whenever there was a famine, what happened to our people? Even in Egypt, what happened? We turned. We started doing vile things because we can't eat. That's one of the biggest functions of your body for nutrition.
Yes.
Go ahead.
This is Matthew 16:25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. Because a lot of people, when that happens, they're going to be trying to save their life. I was just thinking that. Yeah. It says that whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
Go ahead, keep going.
It says, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? For what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
I mean, you got. Have you ever heard? You've been watching Israelite. Have you ever heard of the 2/3? Right. Well, that's what it is. Right. Yeah. That's a lot of people.
So how 2/3 going to die if they're not going to take that chip?
You know, I was just thinking about the 2/3. I'm like, well, that's close to Israel.
Brother, just seek your salvation. That's it. You've been warned now. You know what it is. You got Israelite groups saying it's a mindset. Well, in a sense, true. But the mindset is, I'm going to sell out. The mindset is not of the Lord. The top wicked of Esau, the top wicked of Esau is the ones who bringing us. So they look at you like that, like they're cattle. They're your own. You know what I'm saying? But if you're an Israelite and you know the Lord, then you should worship the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But our people, they got this illusion going on in America, and they have this thing called order out of chaos. Order out of chaos. Okay, you heard about those Georgia Guidestones? They have a plan. Okay, the top wicked elite have a plan, but the Lord is spoiling that plan. And that's why he got the real prophets out here, okay, that are spoiling that plan to wake up the elect. But everybody, but you know that. Yeah, you good. I mean, you already pretty much there. What we're trying to tell you, when you go, this is what you talk about Elder Apostle Tahar. When you go into any context being with doctrine. When you go into any context, you must look up words to know what it means. Right? I look up words on everything. That car called the Palisade, that means the state. That's what that's talking about.
That's in Revelation.
That's what that is.
Palisade is with a little needle.
With a little needle. Yeah, so we got to go back to the 13. When we look at the word mark, it means a stake in print, press. Right? Look up character. We got it. Go ahead, read it, brother. Watch what it says. And now we go to the online etymology. A lot of these groups are going into the blue letter and resources and everything, and even Christian, because of Elder Apostle Tahar, which is really through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know, at the end of the day. Yeah. Go ahead. No, character. It's the online etymology of character. This is the same word as mark. Go ahead. It says simple mark or branded on the body. Branded on the body. Go ahead. Simple or drawing used in sorcery. Used in sorcery. So you got to ask yourself, let's say it is the mind. Right? Yeah. What you going to do when they bring this thing out? Are you going to still take it?
Mark.
Go ahead. You going to take
that? The mark I see is them forcing a thought pattern on you.
Right. What is that?
To the point where you say, where somebody bring up, like somebody might come across here and see the horns on the fake Christ here and get all upset about it, even to the point of wanting to do violence about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset. That's what I'm talking about. It's the same thing with that chick.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So with the muck, I mean, y'all think chick. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not going to necessarily throw it away.
But
it's absolutely a mindset where they're going to say, people going to convince you if you don't do this.
That's what the elder just said, though. When you think about it, it's a mindset thing. So if they say you ain't going to be able to eat,
ask you to explain it.
so it's basically the same thing you just said. Now, if they ask you to eat, and you ain't going to be able to eat, I mean, if you shouldn't be able to eat,
What mindset you want to be in to do it.
But the problem is, you can repent from a mindset. Right. Yeah. Remember we was thinking, we was in that mindset. So that means we had to market the people. But what does the Bible say about it? Right. Read it. Got it?
This is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9.
That's what the Bible says.
It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast
and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath.
One second, brother. 1 second. Repeat that. 1 second.
This is Revelation 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God.
So that means we all should die.
Go ahead, brother. No, how can you buy it and think what your goddamn mindset, man? Or sell something. Like, it's simple. You want to make up their own shit.
Talking about that. What you think?
I just get tired of people who don't want to hear it. You know what? If you don't want to get it, you don't want to get it, man. But I just say ignorance, man. Yeah, we warned you about it. That's fine. That's the bottom line.
All right, man. Y'all have to be good.
All right, man. All right, take it easy. I'm not getting on earlier after the segment. I hate ignorance.
Well, what did we read earlier?
Man being right. That's what I'm saying.
See, me and you was talking about like a day goes on like that. Right. It's already when I opened up the phone today. I was like, man, it's already August 22nd. This month started. Time is fucking short.
Yeah, we open it up and we go to the Bible. Look up this. We went to the We went to the online etymology. We told him everything. And he's still like, I didn't, because his big flat greasy ass, he's gonna want to keep buying those damn big steaks. What it is? It's the stigmatism they put on GMS. Yeah. And what all he thinking about is what they said about GMS, this, that, and third, and what Daniel said about. And that's why what you think about this guy? Because he's looking for another leader ball. You know what I mean? Because this leader is so now he wanted to say he ain't with it no more. But the whole time you was with him because of all the hype, the excitement, the thrill. Go ahead, Nawab.
Take it Verse 6 and 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. Therefore, a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which are his enemies. I keep getting a sword from my side.
That's that Wi-Fi and shit.
Really, he didn't come up and said he acted. He wanted drama. That's what
when I saw him he was stubborn. And that's why, I don't like talking to niggas like that. They talk about it. What do you think about this? But we, like you say, we try to spirit. What do you think about this? We don't care about these other brothers, man. They're not our brothers. We don't care about them.
Right, in my mind, I'm like, why you care about that?
Right. You think about your own stuff. You know what I called him? He said, I knew Tar. They don't even call him by the title, but he'll call Gorilla Hebrew by his title. They calling him by all them titles. That's because they want the entertainment, the gimmick. That's all it is with these guys. That's all Gorilla Hebrew did. And the Lord cut down Gorilla Hebrew gimmicks. It's economics.
They come to spoil.
Ain't nowhere to go. The virgins. I got a nice tool to show you, brother. Proverbs 1 and 22. How long, you simple ones, when you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. You hate knowledge, man. What do you do? And you worry about why this brother take knowledge. Y'all read from 3 scriptures. Y'all read from many scriptures. That's time to dust off the people. You ain't getting it. You still talking about mindset. So let me walk to CVS and be like, hey, I'm gonna grab a whole bunch of items. Like, oh yeah, my mindset paying for that. I got the mark, by the way. I'm gonna just go ahead and slide on and stop. Now you can't even think. I can't think without having a mark. That's stupid, bro. It don't make no fucking sense.
This next one about the Hebrew says, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
Which one is that?
That's the people come up
and ask for the oil, ask for the understanding of the oil.
Yeah.
Because they lose no oil.
Yeah, at a certain point, niggas like that guy shut the fuck up. Right? To be honest, he's fucking cool. Just listen. Yeah, what else is spirit? Yeah, that's my spirit. You know, yeah, that's all right. You good, man. Hey, it's cute. It's spirit, man. You got to come up with that. Yeah.
We don't have the time for the damn game.
That's actually one of the elders spoke in Chicago, man. It was something we played at Skull games, right? So we played the Skull games. We'd have a brother come up and like we teach them. They have another brother help them teach stuff. And it was like basically like, bro, y'all like we think Scuffles and stuff. Teaching and reading the scripture, like, bro, y'all could just say go ahead down the street, bro. Y'all at this point, y'all we steady Scuffles, y'all ain't getting it. Y'all should have thrown up.
It gets to the point, man, be ignorant.
Yeah.
Right. I made mention last you know, even just now, even you just now. We go into the blue letter. You know, we get the words. We even go into the root word of the blue letter, and then we go into the root word of that, and then even the root word of that. So then what we do, we go into the old Bible. You know, a Bible that we can't even really understand to break down and understand it to you. Then we go into the etymology. If you can't get it at that point, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you go to the point where you're bringing out a Bible that you can't fucking understand, that we can't even read like that, and you still don't get it. Yeah, last week that guy came, so that was a glimmer of hope. We got that one guy who didn't understand, but then he got it. He showed him the Bible. I mean, he showed him the barcode. Did that Matthew 18:50?
Yep, this is Matthew chapter 18 and verse 15. It says, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. Right. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more.
So he was up here in the whole congregation, right?
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church.
Right.
But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a public man. I thought he was getting it.
It looked like he was getting it. He said, I see what you're saying.
Right.
But then he just switched down. He was being stubborn. But Satan was on the side. Nah, yeah. I got this lasso around
there.
What he teach them all.
So
he was following Elazar. That means he was teaching a multitude of. He was following the multitude of doctrines.
Exactly.
What about that? What about this? What about that? I don't want no more Pagatonians. Yeah. He wanted to talk about it. He felt like Kryptonian. He wanted to feel like the black woman on the phone and get everybody got
That's nonsense.
He loves that shit. This drama.
He said like he watched bad girls with girls and shit.
That housewives eating pickles and shit.
If you look at that food chart, it's set up like a big drama. It has drama,
gorilla like a pickle. How the hell you a gorilla and buying packing shit? What the hell? That's some sick gorilla fetish shit, man. You're gonna name your ass after a gorilla. Yeah. But then you got some goddamn toys coming in.
I wouldn't do number one.
It jammed.
You made me yourself at that damn gorilla. Oh, bananas.
Oh, because of the bananas. They are impudent children. Impudent. When you go to impudent, it means it goes to the difficult stiff neck, right? And that dude is just very difficult, man. You know? It says, and stiff hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, right? Yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. So he's going to be, if you don't get it, man, he's going to be amongst those people in Amos 8, you know, seeking to hear the word of the Lord, and they ain't going to find it. You know? You can't say we're out here to put the message out, we're going on about our day. We're not out here to force nothing down your throat, man. He's just also an Israelite. He probably came from Wi-Fi first. And then he squabbled his chunky ass on over here. Trying to nibble.
Yeah, that's this thing, man.
But when you like nibbling, go to goddamn gorilla.
Yeah. You're going to invite him to a whole different party on that one. Goddamn freak. Nah, I ain't with Gorilla no more. See how quick people turn on you and shit? You wasn't about the truth anyway, man.
Yeah, nah, you gonna invite him to a whole different party on that one.
Goddamn freak. Nah, I ain't with Gorilla no more. See how quick people turn on you and shit? You wasn't about the truth anyway, man.
The hard stay leader, right? Man, why the hell you worried about it?
It's a hard leader. Why you worried? That's why I said, no, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua is our leader. He set up men on this earth. That's it. Which he is our leader, but he set him up on his earth. That goes like we trying to cut out the Most High. What'd you say, brother?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that. That's to show, those to show that our people are stiff-necked, man.